Welcome back to Adobe Live, everybody. Hello, hello. I'm back with Jen and Amy Hood of Hoodzpah Design. What's up?
Hey.
Yesterday
Design time.
Yes. Now it's time for Kung Fu Hour. Just kidding. It is Design Hour with maybe some martial arts thrown in there.
You just never know.
You never know. Hey everyone, chatting with us today. We're super thankful you're here. We are going to be here until 12, going over some branding exercises, some logo design, all kinds of good stuff.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and before we jump into the work today, we're going to go over what they worked on yesterday, and I'll also let you know that in about 30 minutes, we're going to be doing a giveaway of some awesome Hoodzpah swag. I have it right here to show you. Super beautiful, amazing. We have the Shine On pin from Odds and Sods. We have this beautiful letterpress poster. And then also their very own book that will be very helpful to you in your freelance journey. Freelance and business. And stuff.
And stuff.
Very official.
Perfect. So if you don't know about Amy and Jen, maybe they can introduce themselves to you and share some of their sweet work.
So I'm Amy Hood, half of Hoodzpah, half of Jen. And
Same DNA.
Yes, we've been doing Hoodzpah for 7 years now on our own, and we've been we kind of pivoted towards branding somewhere in the middle, and we just realized that was kind of our sweet spot. And so we just really love doing logos, identity systems, that kind of thing. And so today we're working on a logo for our friend/client. It's great when your clients are your friends. Sure. Noah Carlson. And Noah and his wife Nikki and their friend Madison are kind of like the three-man crew of this videos team, and they do projects for like REI, Nixon, like all these awesome brands that are not only like cool products, but they also have a really great story, which is, we love working with companies like that because it makes the branding process so much easier, right? Like when they have a story to tell and it's not just like, we want to make cash quick.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. We got something to build on, and make collateral pieces from. Right. So yesterday, we did some logo concepts, and last night, what I did was I kind of firmed up what we had and picked fonts, which took me seriously like 3 hours. And I had to go get martinis with Nick and Paul in order to actually find a font.
Wait, did I ever say my name? I feel like you just rolled through it.
Okay, it's fine.
I'm Jen Hood. The other more important part about it,
The older one.
Jen really is the brains of this whole thing.
But anyways, as you were saying, go ahead.
That's all that's needed.
Yeah, Jen's older, she's taller, she's wonderful. So we had drinks at the top of this hotel, we looked at the view of the city, and then finally I got home and I was like, okay, let's look at fonts, and now I can pick something. And I think I found some good stuff. So here's kind of what we've got. We picked our 3 favorite concepts, and then I kind of just moved everything else to the side. This is my artboard. Just mayhem, just mayhem.
I love that.
Isn't it fun? It's kind of fun to see everything.
Totally.
But I kind of keep everything just in case I want to like take an element and incorporate it into like a secondary mark or something later on down the line. Right. So I try not to delete anything until like the very, very end. So I picked my 3 favorites, which are this one, and then this one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very official.
And then
That last one, it does feel like it should go, at the end of the movie, all the credits roll.
Totally.
Like Kodak, Univision.
Yes.
Right.
As a film production company, like it feels like it
It
totally
does.
would suit there.
it feels like it could do something really big, but it could also be something that would be cool enough to wear on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Low left chest. Super cool.
that's my gauge. It's like, would I wear it on a t-shirt? Success.
That's a good gauge. I like that.
At least for people who are kind of saying like, I want a cool factor. I want people to, just like the brand. Yeah. So this is where we at. We try to do really varied type options for each different one.
Yeah.
Just so that even if they love the mark or the icon from one of the mock-ups or the concepts, but they maybe don't like the font, they can be like, I like something more from option B, and then we can kind of work with them from there.
Right. Do they often even say that? Because I feel like sometimes you show a client something and they don't automatically start breaking things apart. It's more just like, this is this, this is this.
Right. We definitely spell it out for clients because they don't really know. They're hiring you because they don't know the terms and they don't know what they're allowed to change.
Right.
And we also if you guide the client in what they're allowed to change, they're not going to make changes you don't want.
Yeah.
So they're not going to just be like, I don't like it, or something like really nebulous like that.
Right.
So we usually say like, hey, let us know which font you like from options A, B, or C, which icons you prefer, and kind of things like that, giving them really specific direction.
Cool, I like that.
Yeah.
Joshua says those badges are tight.
Thanks. I know, it turned out pretty good. I was actually pretty excited. So when they came to us, they didn't have a tagline or anything. And one of their goals was, we want people to know what we do when they come on our homepage. And right now it was just a video and a logo. There was literally not much explaining it. And I think it said something like crafting stories, but it felt a bit like something you've heard before.
Yeah.
And so we're telling them, like, let's figure out a different word for crafting or stories, because those are both very big buzzwords right now.
Yeah.
So we can use one, but let's not use both. And so they actually came back at us with this idea. We presented a bunch of ideas to them, and then they were like, ooh, what about stories and visions?
Oh,
Which,
cool.
isn't that cool?
It has like a bit of like an ethereal, kind of otherworldly, whimsical quality, which I like.
Yeah.
That
think
goes
it'll
well
work.
with like the water imagery.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
So
And it speaks to their youth, which they wanted. They wanted to appeal to a professional crowd, but a professional crowd who can afford videography that wants to appeal to a younger crowd.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, they're working for REI, you know, companies that have like this adventurous, youthful, like, you know, sense. So they need to hit both notes, and I think that does in a just enough of an offbeat way.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other thing they wanted to do was kind of focus on their roots in California. I think no matter where you are in the world, bye Nick. We were even joking yesterday, like when we would go to Sweden or anywhere overseas, they'd immediately be like, "Oh, you're from America. What's up with y'all?" But then, but then we would say, "Oh no, we're from California," and it's kind of like an out. Like everyone loves California.
Really?
It's a free
totally
pass,
is.
except for people in Kentucky. They're always like, I hope it breaks off the continent, you know,
And kind of
which
Ohio.
is weird. Everyone's hoping for that big,
Midwest.
I
that
think
big earthquake.
everywhere else in the States, they look at California and they're like, you guys think you're too
They
cool.
do. They're a little jealous.
And we do. I mean, we're pretty.
We
awesome.
are pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's why. So, so they wanted to celebrate that kind of like, we're based in California. We can fly anywhere, and we can film anywhere, but we're based in California.
Yeah.
So I added that in as well, which is kind of where we're at here.
Yeah.
Calif. And I always like using an abbreviation because California is so long.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I don't want it to take away from the tagline.
Right.
You know, it's like, what am I reading here?
It's like its own sentence.
There's a meme about that, like about how designers make up
Their own acronyms?
shortened versions of words that no one else uses.
I almost did that because they're from Capistrano Beach, and I was like, okay, Capo, and then maybe I can do like BCH instead of beach, which it's
right.
it's like, is that too far?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Possibly. Capistrano is even its own like thing.
Right? I know. So I just decided to keep it simple, California. And then, so then I was thinking, we talked about it a bit yesterday, but we always like to think about how it'll live in different scenarios. So it's not just going to be on print. They're going to use it as a bumper on their videos at the beginning.
Oh, cool.
And then they're also going to be using it a lot on social media. They're really active on social, and that's how they reach a lot of their fans. So I'm like, okay, what are they going to do for their avatar? Maybe this icon works in the avatar, in that circle on Instagram, and it totally could, and on Twitter. It totally could, but I think sometimes I like to make a version just for Instagram, just thinking about, okay, what could be the circle variation?
Right.
And so that's how we came up with these little seals, which are nice because they tell you about what they do, stories and visions, and they tell you the name, which is cool.
Definitely. Yeah, and that would really kind of stand out, I think, when you're just scrolling through.
Exactly.
It's like this kind of nice light and dark.
Especially because everyone's using their photo
Yeah.
or their logo, so it's like, this is something very unique, which I like.
Feels crafted.
Yeah. Cool. And then we figured out the favicon, which, yes, the little tiny favicon, which I basically just took our little frame idea from up here. I took elements from the icon, and then I just simplified it down to the favicon.
Yeah, someone in the chat was like, can you just use that V as the logo? It's so cool.
That's awesome.
It works.
Yeah,
it works,
the little
I
V
know.
with the square on it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's super cute.
And
So
Leo is pointing out that you two are the first guests that he's noticed that don't have stickers on your laptops.
I know.
We are purists.
You know, I actually don't like wearing logos. I don't like being pigeonholed into any like category.
You wouldn't do well in NASCAR.
No,
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't do well in
So no
NASCAR.
Abercrombie.
Yeah, actually, the only thing I am wearing is my own pin.
I was gonna
my
say, that's
coffee
cute.
palm pin. So
Aw.
yeah, it's pretty fun. But hey, Doc Reed, what's up? Also, Taylor
Doc.
Cashton.
We
Yes.
spent 8 hours in a car with Doc Reed once, going to a convention. We were like driving. Oh my gosh,
We're
that was
driving
fun.
from one conference to another.
Yeah, you want to get to know someone, just be stuck in the car with
hopping.
them with their Spotify playlist.
Oh, nice. I love that. In chat, if you are not logged in yet, please do so. Say hello in the chat. Give us a shout out, and we're going to be
What's up,
doing.
Kara?
Hey, Kara. We're going to be doing our giveaway in about 20 minutes, so make sure you're logged in for that. Okay.
And so you guys know a little bit about the client. We can go back to what we created yesterday if you want on this screen, which is
sure.
we put together this initial discovery board about just like roughly so that we could make sure with them we're on the same page about what they wanted. So we had what our goal was, which is to update the logo and secondary marks to better represent the quality and personality of Voda Films. And so this is some shots from their portfolio of videography.
Oh, wow.
So I think that better helps you guys see, like, and this is a bit dark. Let's see. Well, anyways, but
moody.
it's very, I feel
Moody,
like,
yeah.
so when we were looking at their stills of their videography, we're like, okay, what are the traits, you know, we agreed with them on some traits we want to exude in their new marks. Well, of course they need to be professional because they just need to look trustworthy. And if it's a well-executed logo, most of the time, that's okay, we're gonna hit that mark. They're super friendly, they're the most nice people. They're lively. The stories that they tell usually have a very moving component about it in some way, a very human component. The shots they get are just stunning, and I think a great word is intrepid. They're constantly kind of like
that is good.
in these interesting, adventurous situations with different companies.
That literally gave me goosebumps.
Oh
when
my
you
God.
said intrepid.
Intrepid.
Success. I'm going to tell Noah that when I pitch
Add
it.
to the tagline, intrepid stories and visions. I don't know,
Oh,
but it could be too long.
You know, it's too long, but we could. You could
There's
use it
something.
in marketing.
We can use it in the
Yeah.
messaging for sure.
Yeah.
But I think when you see these stills of their videos, it totally fits the vibe of the marks that we're doing. So their target demographic is corporate clients who have expendable income, but they do want to tell a unique story in a fresh, genuine way that kind of appeals to people who are young at heart, no matter what their age.
Right.
So I think we're hitting those marks. We had the inspiration board.
Right.
So if we're basing that as our baseline of success, then what we're working on, I think, is hitting all the marks that we're aiming for.
Yeah.
So
agree.
while you're working on that, Ames, I'm gonna go to Adobe Stock and search for some.
Yeah.
Okay, so
product
apparently, which I just learned this recently, Adobe Stock released free templates, like mockups. So
Thanks, Adobe.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because when we send proofs to clients, we really like to mock up the logos and show them how it would actually live in the real world, so that because it's so compelling when they see it applied to something and they can definitely imagine it more, what it's going to look like. So for a videography company, we did ask them what kind of collateral they'd eventually want. They definitely need business cards. They'll need to create a leave behind, so we'll design something like that. Something physical that they can leave with potential clients. And then they wanted a shop tee, so I'll look for business cards and shop tee mock-ups, templates.
Awesome. Well, it's
So-
that easy. You can just click browse templates.
Yeah, so if you go to Adobe Stock, there's a little browse templates button. So if I wanted, I could, let's see, I guess we could search up here, templates, t-shirt. What do you guys think, hyphen or no hyphen on t-shirt? You know?
Hyphen.
It's like one of those things.
What would you do? TEE? Sure.
No, just t-shirt.
Just T, no hyphen?
I mean, I don't know, I feel like
know.
I've seen it both ways.
I used to work in the graphic tee business, and we would just say T, T-E-E.
I do that a
Yeah.
lot. It's just the shortened version.
Yeah, but that's not what would get you any results on.
I'm going
Adobe
to
Stock.
defer to you on this because you're the professional.
I'm the professional.
I usually prefer mock-ups of t-shirts where they're not on a person, because I feel like if the person doesn't see themselves in that person, then it puts them off,
right.
oddly.
Totally.
So it's like you either have to have the perfect person in the photo, or I like just seeing it. Like this
Yeah,
is kind of
that's
cool
nice.
because it has that texture of it looks like it's really
that's
just
great.
laying there.
Totally. And if you are looking for free ones, Graphic Burger. If you,
Oh, yeah.
They have
awesome
great ones.
Yeah.
And they're on stock, so you can just download it through
Right,
there.
right. In fact, I should just log in. I have an Adobe Stock.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool. We'll pop over to the other screen while you log in with all your goodies. Hey Yuri, what's up? Thanks for joining us in the chat. Got Jan, Eric, all of our ride or die Adobe Live friends are here.
Oh, that's so cool. You have
You guys
like
know people by
regulars?
names? That's amazing.
Heck yeah.
It's like
Do you have
cheers in here?
nicknames yet? I
Um,
feel like you all need like nicknames.
definitely. All right, give us your nicknames in the chat because I don't want to give them to you. We've met people in person at conferences. That's been great.
That's awesome.
Pablo, what's up? EC, hello, hello. Kiara, yes, there are free templates. They're not all free. Some of them are more premium and they have much more customizability. So you can just search through the pages and there's a little free icon next to it if it is free.
Nice.
And people are saying, yes, there is a hyphen in t-shirts.
See, I agree. Thank you, chat.
There you go.
Get it.
Oswell says, I love hyphens. I hyphenated my last name after I married my wife.
Oh my gosh,
Nice.
no way!
Just so you get a hyphen in your name.
We used to have a hyphen name too. My mom was like, I want my name in here too. I was like, you're right, Mom.
You're right. That's cool. I like the kind of chimera last names, like when they mesh their two together and just make
I've
a totally
never
new one.
People do that?
Whoa.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I have some friends who did it.
But if you're going to legally change your name, why don't you both just make up a new one? That's really cool.
That's
Well, it's kind of what a Chimera is, right?
Yeah.
You know?
They're like,
just like break all the rules.
they kept their past, but they kind of made it into something new.
That's cool. So what would your guesses be then?
Well, we've talked about this. Maybe marker.
Mar-
Maybe the markers.
That's kind of, I like that a little bit.
I don't really like it.
It has an allusion to design and artistic, you know.
We could be the cartons.
The cart. That
None of
one,
them are very good.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
We just make one up, probably.
Okay, so we've got this going. So I'm trying to think of what the favicon would be for this one. Maybe it would just be the simple V. It's so small that you kind of just have to really just dumb it down.
Yeah, and I noticed that in some web browsers, like if they're on a secure network, you don't even get to see that little icon.
I know, I've realized that too recently. And yeah, some web browsers, like you're saying, not all, but so maybe we'll do this. Oh, and it looks like my bevel edges are on for some reason. My corners, there we go. So we'll use this align tool. Oh.
Bye.
I know, and then I always mess that up. So that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good system because it at least gives them an idea. I don't have to completely spell it out.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I do because right now what I'm going to do next is I like to write on the proof, which we'll then put into the proof deck, what each little mark is for. Because sometimes people are confused. They're like, do I pick one from all of these on the page? And they don't really understand that it's a system that we're trying to build for them.
Yeah.
So we'll explain to them, okay, this is what this scenario would be used for. So for this one, I'm gonna say Instagram avatar.
Perfect.
And then I'll just make it really tiny. I usually use like Gotham because it's really legible. And then I'll do like 8 or 9. And so it doesn't take away from, you know, what they're actually looking at.
Right.
Change it to title case. And then we'll kind of list the other ones. And then on this one, I usually like to make people a seal, especially if they're younger. They just love a seal. I tell you what, I love a seal too. Like I'm not here to
I think
judge.
it's helpful because if you give your clients, especially if they don't have like an on-staff designer at their company, if you give them a lot of these little extra assets, they have pretty much like merch that they can create immediately. That's not just their logo on something.
Right.
It's something that's secondary that adds a little bit of an extra dimension. So they have like kind of ready-made assets to just like, I don't know, build out a system that's a little bit more
Yeah, plug and play.
exciting.
Exactly, and that's why we charge the rate that we charge, is because we call it the branding one or the identity system 101 package because we're trying to give them as much as we can so that they don't have to come back and they can just have what they need to get rolling.
Oh, I bet for a client, that's like what they want to hear.
Yeah,
It's all in one.
Exactly,
Good to
like
go.
we give you a bunch of stuff and then just throw it all on t-shirts as you need, you know. So that's kind of what we got there. And then I think how I usually describe this one is the horizontal word mark and logo for web. So we'll say
cool.
horizontal for web. So they know that goes on the website. Because inevitably, the client always tries to put this top one on their website corner, and then it gets tiny, or then the header is like this big on their WordPress, and you're like, I told you specifically. But once it's gone, it's kind of funny. You kind of just have to like let it go. It's your child. You did the best you could, but now it's kind of up to its new. What would they be? They're
Foster parents.
foster parents.
Or maybe you were the foster
To raise
parent
them at
all
well.
along.
Oh, I guess
You're
I
the
was.
surrogate?
I was the surrogate. I was the surrogate. Yeah. So you kind of have to let it do its thing. All right. So this will be stacked logo, and I always like a stacked logo for business cards because I love a business card portrait landscape or portrait orientation instead of landscape.
Yeah. So it would go like at the top or in the middle. Gotcha.
Like at the top or in the middle for sure.
Nice.
So yeah, so we've got that kind of laid out. And then let's go down here and let's figure out this one. So this one I love, but I'm kind of like, okay, how are we gonna work this? Like, this could be the V, which is kind of cool. Like maybe we just remove that, who knows?
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, or is that weird? Is that too retro, you know?
No, I kind of like it.
Do you?
But I kind
Sarah Lambert, thank you. Do you love it? But do you really love it?
Tell me what you really think.
And then it's kind of fun that I was testing out like putting the tagline on either side of this triangle.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite fit. So I'm like, okay, like do I force it? Is it okay that it's not completely, you know, symmetric? You
It
know?
seems kind of like fun. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
Right. So, or like, do you try to put this down here,
I
or
was
is that
thinking
really
the ampersand.
awkward?
Like, where's that supposed to go?
Right. Let's see. And then I always use my.
of, maybe you don't need the
rulers.
ampersand.
But then does that ruin the integrity of the tagline?
Well, maybe it's just,
Like, how true to the tagline do we have to be?
I know.
You know?
Chat, what do you think? Give
Help us.
the answer.
Visions, stories.
All right, I'm gonna use my guidelines.
Well, if the tagline was visions, period, stories, period, I think that's true enough to it, instead of visions and stories.
Really? Visions, stories? It's not the same.
I know.
It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, it feels more like you need to have a deep-voiced man
Yeah,
doing a voice
right.
of vision.
Allstate.
The guy who does Allstate, totally,
Visions,
from 24.
stories.
Yeah.
We
That's
have
hilarious.
the meats.
We have the meats.
That's a great tagline. Let's just steal it.
I love
Arby's
those
so much.
commercials. Do you love the food or
Well,
the commercials?
the whole marketing campaign
Yeah,
that they
their
just
Twitter
pivoted
was
was just like
amazing.
amazing. Yeah.
So funny.
There's a lot of people in that space doing really well, like Wendy's. Yeah.
Moon
Yeah.
pie.
Yeah.
Moon, that's right, moon pies. And I
Moon pie
love
is
moon
so
pie.
stupid. I love it.
I have like a box every time I go back to Kentucky.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it is one of those foods.
Yeah. Yeah, Kentucky and Ohio food are probably pretty similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
That whole area of the country, just all about feeling good spiritually, but not
Fried.
feeling good
Yeah.
in your belly.
It's like, I wonder when kombucha is going to hit the South and the Midwest, you know? Like, it'll probably be like another 5 years.
You gotta heal y'all guts.
Yeah.
You got some weird guts going on.
I love kombucha because it's like the healthy soda. It's like got that carbonation,
Oh yeah,
you know? It's
totally.
like- totally.
They have good kombucha in the cafe as well.
Do
On
they?
tap.
The Adobe campus is gorgeous. I'm
You like?
I love it. I love it.
Good. Glad
Yeah.
to hear it. So people are saying the Voda, where you did the V, like kind of icon, and then just ODA. They're reading it as just Oda.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay, so let's remove that. Thanks, chat. Visions and what was it again? I always forget.
Stories.
Okay. So let's add that V back in.
And wasn't it stories and visions? Visions and stories sounds more,
Is it stories and visions?
more kooky
yeah, it's
than
stories and visions. Okay, yeah, you're right. That sounds like
It
a
sounds like a psychic.
yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how just like changing the order can completely change.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Right. Which is why
The
user
feel.
research is so important. Like usually with logos too, or naming or anything that we're doing, like we'll figure out with Voda who their target demographic is at the beginning, and then we'll pretty much like pick between us like a few people that we think really accurately represent who their dream client would be, and then we show them the proofs and we say, we ask them a few really important like targeted questions.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful that you don't ask them questions in a way that's leading, but that kind of user research can be like so helpful.
Yeah, I agree. So do you mean you choose people that you know personally that fit the demographic?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's any sort of, we just tell them like, be blatantly like honest,
Yeah.
you know? Usually
Right.
they won't know the client. I think it's helpful if they don't know the client.
Right.
Yeah.
But if they do, it's not the end of the world as long as they know that like there's no repercussions for being honest.
yeah, we
you
won't
know?
tell them what you said.
Yeah. Right. It's just helpful for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Le-
helpful feedback.
Leon's back and he's like, "We talking about moon pies in here?"
I guess we are.
Moon
Yes.
pies.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love moon pies.
Caroline says, "I bought a box of moon pies at Creative South and brought them back to Germany."
That's hilarious. No way.
dang.
Caroline, you went to Creative South from Germany? That's amazing.
That is amazing.
How great of a conference is it?
Tell us.
Yeah. And moon pies make your mouth weirdly dry and filmy.
Oh yeah, there's like a plastic, yeah.
That's not a nice
It's not.
sensation.
No, nope.
Gonna be honest, not a huge fan of moon pies personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It's weird. It's like I'll love them and then an hour later I'll hate them.
Oh yeah. Leon says it's the driest, most moist snack.
It is. It's so weird. It's such a contradiction.
Playing
It
with
really
my heart, moon
is.
pies.
It's such a contradiction.
Doc says all I need is an RC cola now. Yes.
Oh, gross. I am
No,
so...
Big Red. Big Red is
Big
the
Red is the
true
ultimate
drink of
Southern.
the South.
That's hilarious.
Man, or Dr. Thunder. That's pretty good. It's like off-brand Dr. Pepper.
Oh, that's hilarious. Dr. Thunder. Mr.
Shasta.
Pibb.
Yeah.
Shasta.
Shasta. Shasta Punch.
And I think it's funny, certain things this is like mind-blowing to me as a branding person, and I'm still have yet to figure it out, but like in California, it's called Carl's Jr., and in the Midwest and the South, it's called Hardee's. Remember? I guess it's because they merged and they didn't want to lose their like brand equity.
Right.
Their familiarity and both.
Right, the familiarity.
You just solved it. You're like, I don't understand this, and then you talked yourself through it.
I mean, I'm a problem solver. I'm a designer.
Speaking of Arby's, it's Checkers and Arby's. Like they're the
Wait,
same thing.
Checkers is Arby's? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And then like DQ Dairy Queen is Foster Freeze out here.
What? Really?
Strange. Why do we do this to ourselves?
I don't know, man. It seems like a lot to remember.
Whoa, Derek, Kroger and Ralph's are the same thing?
Wait, Kroger's and Ralph's, are you sure?
I love Kroger. I miss it so
Who's saying
much.
this, Derek? I challenge you. I challenge you on this
No, I
one.
think they are. They're owned by the same umbrella company.
Oh yeah, Checkers
Yeah.
and Rallies, not Arby's.
Okay, I was
My
going to
bad,
say
Sarah.
Rallies. That makes sense. Rallies is nasty. I'm sorry. That's too much. What if, this might not be, okay, we'll see. What if we did something like a repetition of Devoda? That could be a cool t-shirt anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Totally.
And it's purely just kind of like a visual mark. It doesn't really give you any info. It's just like, look how cool this is.
Right. So like maybe, and then maybe on the back, it could have like a kind of like a rocker hit that says like visions, storytelling and visions.
Yeah, totally.
And then kind of more information.
Or we could do the whole Bieber trend where it goes down the side.
I know.
In a black
I
letter.
I kind of love that. I do kind of love that. That like
So-
streetwear trend.
A rocker hit, is that like a on
It's
an
kind of
angle?
like when you see, when you see a like
Hell's
a biker
Angel with like the,
yeah.
the
okay.
like club name on the back, you know, and
Exactly.
it's slightly curved.
So that's where you could kind of give more info on what it is we're up to.
Nice.
So yeah, that's kind of cool for like a t-shirt or something, or a pin, or I don't know, sticker maybe. They'll probably do stickers for all of their camera gear cases. They travel a lot, so that's another
Perfect.
opportunity to brand and just build recognizability. They
Sarah-
actually,
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say they film a lot of surprisingly country music videos.
Oh,
Yeah,
they got their niche.
yeah.
I love it. That seems like the kind of community where it's like once they find one person who does it well, they just keep getting
Totally.
hired.
I think they're very loyal. Like they'll let, in country music, you can be a star until you're old and ugly, unlike in pop music. And I love that loyalty. There's
Yes.
something beautiful about that.
It's like baseball, where you can
right.
play when you're
Oh my
super
gosh.
No,
old.
totally. Yeah, and it's like,
And like,
You're not
health is
forgotten.
no concern.
As long as your arms are real strong, I guess it's fine.
yeah. So I do want to try to make at least one monogram. I love a monogram. I think they're really fun. You can use them for a lot of different things. A lot of our clients like to make enamel pins for their clients because we have that pin company, so we know how to get the pins made.
Heck yeah.
And so I usually try to make something like that that could be easily scaled down and do something fun with that. So let's see if we can do something. I always do this, and this is like something that is the worst, is when you outline the font and then you forget what font it was.
Yeah, and you're like trying to
And
find
now
it.
I'm just like going back through it and I'm like, will I find it?
Alrighty.
Did I make it from scratch?
Well, yeah, I remember you were playing around with it, like
was.
thickening and.
Did I thicken it? Is
yeah.
that what I did? Because it looks like that one.
Yeah, and you kind of
different.
tilted the. Is it the counter?
Yeah.
Circle.
You know what? I think I did. No.
No.
Oh, it's octagon maybe.
What did I do?
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not octagon. Okay, well, for now, I'll just use F.
What, Jan Erik? Is that true? He says,
What?
fun fact: Adobe is known as Corel in Scandinavia.
What, like Corel Draw?
No.
Did they?
Jan Erik, I know you like to joke around, but don't be spreading these lies.
Lies. That's too funny.
Oh yeah, Tim, that's totally a good point. Using the mobile app Adobe Capture can help you find the name of the font.
I do. Oh, Adobe has one. I usually use What the Font. Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna try it right now. If I can
Actually,
find
yeah,
my
you want
phone.
to try it for me? No.
I'm going to.
Okay,
We'll work in tandem.
Sweet.
If I can find my mobile device. Oh yeah, he was kidding. Okay. Jan Erik, get out of here. There's a lot of like
Get outta
conspiracy
here.
going on in the chat. Like
Oh, that's
Kroger's is
hilarious.
Ralph's.
I know we're starting a lot of rumors here.
We need Snopes to get in on this. Straighten things out. All right, Capture. Here we go. So if you don't know, Capture is a mobile app. It's free, and it's basically like a toolbox that has a bunch of tools within it that you can use in a bunch of different apps. So like you can make your own brushes for Photoshop and Illustrator. You can make patterns that make swatches. You can take color themes from photos and load them into your libraries.
Hey, will you send me a V2? I'm gonna start working on these.
So I'm gonna show y'all some magic. Maybe. Okay, let's use the GoPro, everyone. So this is Capture. I'm going to open up my camera. Cool, cool, cool. And I'm going to hold this up to my screen. Oop, it's flipped. And I'm gonna, okay, Paco's gonna flip it for us. And we're gonna take a picture of this. Perfect, and it highlights it. Thanks, Adobe Sensei. It's thinking, it's thinking. I should turn my brightness up. Doo-doo. So it found 18 similar fonts.
Sweet.
And it's not the best quality photo, so it
It might not know what's happening.
give us good fonts. But this is a good way, like if you're on the street or you see a billboard that has a really cool font that you like.
Oh, cool, you can do it for billboard,
typeface.
yeah.
And then you can choose them and it can load them straight into your libraries that you can then use in pretty much all your desktop apps.
Nice.
But I don't think it gave us the font we wanted.
It's all right, I'll figure it out, I guess a little later, and we'll just use this right now.
You did make it, Aim. Look.
Did I make
Because
it?
that's the one, right?
Is that the one?
Isn't that the
No,
D and the A?
it's not. No.
Oh, okay. Nope.
Yeah, it is neato, Crystal. I agree. Yeah, chat and win. Thank you for the reminder, Tim. You can see the fireworks behind us.
What's happening?
Woo! So this is your chance, chat, to get logged in on Behance, be.net/live. If you're on YouTube, come on over here, get logged in because you have the chance to win. I'm going to use the GoPro again. Is that okay, Paco?
Yes, thank you for letting me know.
You're welcome. Ooh, it's in the background.
Oh, cool.
So you could have the chance to win. Shine on. Whoa.
I don't know what's going on. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, nice. That was kind of cool, though. These beautiful posters. There's some nice texture here. Ooh,
Letterpress,
ah.
it feels so good.
And then the awesome book by the Hood Sisters, Freelance and Business and Stuff. And this, it has like worksheets in it to help you
Oh
set
yeah,
your
and if you like
pricing.
flip through it, like there's each chapter has an opener with an illustration that you can totally razor out and hang on your wall.
What? What? I love this. And who are these illustrations by?
I did all of them.
What?
It was I was like, you know what we should do, Jen? We were like a week away from publishing. I was like, we should do an illustration for every chapter. And she was like, no.
Let's not
There's
do
no
that,
time.
guys.
And I'm glad you didn't listen to me.
I
You're
was
like,
like, it's
"Don't
too
worry."
many words.
I
But
got
Amy
it.
doesn't sleep. Amy's a vampire for sure.
I'm a vampire.
Confirmed.
She's one of those
Another
weird people who
conspiracy.
only needs like 3 hours of sleep.
Okay, so chat, we're gonna ask you, do you need a lot of sleep? Are you a vampire? Answer it in the chat right now and you have the chance to win.
What
the swag
mythical
packet.
creature are you?
What mythical creature are you? Okay, go, go, go.
Do that one.
Hooray! I see a lot of mermaids, unicorns.
Yeti.
Somebody said ostrich, I think.
Teapot? Somebody said teapot. They should win. Please, teapot.
That's not mythical, is it?
I love that. It's hilarious.
If it's a talking teapot, it is.
Werewolf. Got some werewolves. Dragons. A lot of dragons.
Ooh, we have a name. Do you want to read it?
Karasykes. Oh my gosh, we know Karasykes.
I was gonna say that name sounds so familiar.
She's the best. She's from Houston. She's an amazing
You know what I always
designer.
wonder? It's like you meet people online. It could be Kara.
Kara, could you let us know, please? Thank
Let
you.
us know. Does it rhyme with Kara?
Kara? Kara?
What does it rhyme with? I don't know, but let us know because it's like you think you know someone and then you say their name wrong.
Congrats, Kara. Please let us know in the chat. That's amazing. So you have just won this amazing swag pack from Hoodzpah. And if you did not win, no worries. You have a chance tomorrow to win this specific swag pack. But if you want to tune in for the other streams, we'd love to do giveaways during every single one. Chat and wins. Woo!
Woo.
Everyone's so supportive.
How nice, even when they don't win.
It's Kara. Okay.
Okay, good.
Kara. Okay, I figured.
Kara, I feel like I follow you on Instagram. Your name
You probably
sounds
do.
so
She's
familiar.
legendary.
Austin, right?
Houston.
Houston, Texas area.
Houston, we have a Kara.
Yes. So I was thinking this could be, it kind of makes a cool negative space shape of like a water droplet, but
Oh
also
my gosh.
maybe that's too on the nose. I mean, I'm unsure, but maybe I'll try it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Or maybe it's almost too.
Greek. Does it look like a sorority?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Or
yeah.
Debbie?
To me, it looks like brackets.
Oh, he wants me to mirror the top. I like that. Whoever said that. Thanks, Bo.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let's see if I can. Let's do this. Object, transform, reflect.
And don't forget, you do have a mouse.
Oh my gosh, I have a mouse! Whoa, this is cool. Okay, thanks for the reminder. Maybe we put this little thing in here. It's like a sun. Maybe we don't. It's like an, oh my gosh, it's an eye.
It is an eye. Turn it to
Visions.
the side. Quick.
Oh my gosh.
Vision.
I love that.
Yes.
That's cool.
That's That's such a cool little
I love that.
visual.
Wow, how did that happen?
Nice.
Okay, so maybe, do we connect them? Do we not? I say we don't, because then you see the V's. That's kind of cool. So yeah, let's just do that. Let's see how
This
that
might
goes.
be a simple thing, but if anyone was ever wondering, like, if you wanted to punch this text out of this shape to make it like see-through, you know, if you select your text or whatever's on top and you do Command 8 to make sure it's all one path, and then you use your Pathfinder, then it just does it all at once for you.
Oh, nice. As opposed to...
I don't know how anyone else would do it any other way, but I'm guessing that some people just multiply. You know, if it has a white text on black, they might just like multiply it on top of a photo or something, and they might have not known how to do that.
To actually punch it out.
Yeah, you have to actually punch it out.
Nice.
So when we save final logos, we always make sure and do that on reverse ones.
Cool.
But I actually might add another. But anyways, yeah.
Ooh, Kara says that you could animate the eye.
Right?
Look
I know.
around
I
a
can
little bit.
imagine, like, that's what I'm saying. I like that idea. I'm not sure if it fits quite, but I'm gonna futz with it and try to make it work. It's always so sad when you come with a really cool concept, but it just doesn't quite fit within the system. But I'm gonna try my darndest.
It was a cool try anyways, even if it doesn't work.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a smaller iteration or something like alternate that you can use for different things. I like that. It's kind of cool. Maybe it's also a t-shirt. Who knows? So I'm just gonna keep that there just because it's fun.
Right.
And then I think I'm gonna pull in some of their photo stills because I wanna see how it'll look as a bumper.
Yeah.
And make sure it's simple enough and legible enough. Maybe it's, maybe some of my thins are too thin, that kind of thing.
Right.
All right, so let's go and grab some of their stills and just pull them all in.
And when you say bumper, for people who don't know, what does that mean?
So it's the little opening credit kind of thing that comes in at the beginning of a video. So
That has the logo of the company that worked on it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Or the logo of the company it's for.
exactly. So they usually put them on the stuff that they make for themselves. Of course, if they're doing something for another company, they'll put their logo on.
Right.
But it's good to just test it out since this is their main bread and butter is working in video. So let's see what we got here.
When you were showing the inspiration or like the deck, I thought these were stock photos.
Aren't they
'Cause
beautiful?
They're like so
I know.
So
They're amazing.
beautiful. They do amazing work. I'm really excited about updating their look for them because I agree that what they had before just wasn't doing justice to the quality of work that they have.
It looked, it just didn't quite look as professional as they really are. So it's pretty exciting. All right, so, whoa, there's so many. I don't really like that one, so I'm gonna delete it. Okay, so let's option drag down a new board. And then actually, I'm gonna drag all these over here and I'm gonna make some room. Oh, by the way, I like to sometimes, if I'm testing fonts, I like to test them and see like, okay, if I was to put this in, like an editorial style guide, would it still work? Like, could I use this font that I like for Voda as an H1 and would it look okay? Is it legible? Cool. So I'm seeing if the fonts that I'm pairing are different enough and all that kind of thing. So that's kind of a test right there.
Yeah, I think that looks great.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like it, huh?
I love
It's kind of
that
funky. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna move my artboard actually up here. I should have done it to begin with.
Artboards are so awesome.
Artboards are the best. So I'm gonna move it up here so that, I've opened iTunes. And I'm just going to delete all these for now.
I feel like we should also do a version of that first logo without the tagline. Like, I don't think you always need it.
Yeah, you don't always need the
Yeah.
tagline. That's a good point.
So
yeah, I'll do
just
that.
FYI.
So I'm gonna grab a few things because who knows? This is from a music video. They do a lot of those, so I think I'll grab that. And actually, I think I'll do something simpler than the one of the ladies because that looks like it's something that would be more down the line. So maybe we'll do this eyeball of what's his face.
And so, what's his face? I don't even know.
He's not professional. Rob Machado.
Oh, okay.
Where did I know him from? His
From his
eyeball.
eyeball, yeah, but it's like 100%.
You got it. So when you're testing this out as a bumper on top of their stills, is it more like you're trying to match the style? And you said like the thicks and thins, need to make sure those are good too.
Yeah, it's matching the style. Yeah, like seeing, okay, does it feel like it fits on this? And then it's also just saying like, is it simple enough? Because photos are there's so many variations in contrast and color and that kind of thing. So it needs to be simple enough to where even if it's in the middle and there's like his eyebrow is dark but his skin is light, like is it still gonna make sense,
Right.
Luckily it's a video, so it's moving. So
Yeah,
it'll
so-
kind of move around and it's, it's not the end of the world, but I always like to see that.
There you go.
So let's copy drag that. I'm gonna make the inverse version. And so I'm gonna basically just double click in here. I've direct selected that. And now I'm going to say select same, oh, it's not gonna let me do it.
Whoops.
Select same stroke color. And then I've got it over here in my swatch panel.
Nice.
And I'll just grab those and eyedropper them. Cool. And then I'll probably do what we talked about yesterday, which is like every time I reverse, I feel like it gets so much thicker looking.
Yep.
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just eyeball this how I want. So I'm gonna say select same stroke weight, which they all should be. So that's select all of them. And then it's 2.4 right now, so I'm gonna do down to 2, and we'll see. I think that's plenty. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That looks good.
Definitely. And where did you get this kind of cream color? Is it theirs or did you choose it?
I made it. So when he screenshot a lot of logos, a lot of them were actually on top of colors like this, and I love this. I love using a color that's not quite white. It
Yes.
just is, it adds like, it
Warmth.
shows that you even thought about that. You know, there's an intention there, and you're right, Jen, it adds a little bit of warmth.
Yeah. Because they didn't want that pure, stark corporate look. They wanted it to
Exactly.
feel like a humanist story because they tell human stories about companies that are professional. So I think it adds to that quality.
Mr. Director says we're talking too fast, Jen.
Sorry.
We'll slow it way
it
down.
way
You know what it is?
down.
It's this coffee. I'm gonna slow it down.
I'm like surprised you're this peppy for someone who does not sleep.
Yeah, weird, right? That is weird.
How's that happen?
Don't even know.
I get 8 hours and I'm like, ugh.
Oh man, the older I get though, the more I need more and more sleep. That is so
Really?
true.
I thought it was like the opposite.
Is it?
I was kind of hoping it would be.
Right, I know. We could get so much more
I
done.
don't know, you hear about people being like not able to just sleep as long as they get older. Who knows? Cool.
You have to talk fast to get work done.
You do.
Exactly.
Gotta talk as fast as you're working.
Okay. So this is looking good. So now I'm gonna test the other ones. I like how that looks. Don't you guys think that looks great? And gals, I think that
Yes.
looks nice. All right, and now I'm gonna test this one. I think I'm just gonna take the logo and the word mark, a simplified version, basically just these, the most simple form.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that one looks.
Yeah. I really think that this specific one reminds me of that inspiration with the cat head.
Yeah, it does, right? It's got that, the pattern work that feels kind of tribal
Yes.
almost, in a good way, not
Yeah.
in a, like, not in a way that's
Tribal tattoo.
right. I was like, do I say it? Okay. Oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
I could totally see that working. If somebody saw that, they'd think it's professional. Somebody obviously paid someone to do this. It's not just a font typeset.
That's the goal.
Yeah, but it's still creative. It gives that illusion.
Yeah.
So that looks great. I love that.
Beautiful. Crystal says that's my favorite so far.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, it's good to know.
Nice.
And then let's see. I'm gonna center that, all that on the artboard, and then let's drag this one over and make an inverse of that. I love showing them an inverse because sometimes somebody doesn't like the logo on white, or in this case on cream, but then they see it reverse white on black and they're like, that's badass.
Yeah.
It's so funny, just
does that
this
mean?
minor thing.
And while you're dragging that over and inverting it, I'll let you all know that we have about 15 minutes left until we're going to be doing portfolio reviews.
Yes.
Super amazing. So you have 15 minutes to get your portfolio sent over that we can choose and review. Click on the portfolio review tab in the chat pod. It's right above it to find the info and how to submit. And I think we're going to be looking at one or two, giving some time to each, and then we'll be wrapping up this segment. After this, I'll be doing the Daily Creative Challenge for Photoshop from 12 to 12:30. And then we have the future coming up after that.
Exciting.
Ooh, yeah, we have a nice schedule, so we'll go over that real quick. We started the day with the XD Daily Creative Challenge with Sarah. Let me know in chat if you're participating. That's really, really cool. Learn the basics of XD. Then we had Nick with Paul. Now we have Hoodzpah with myself, Daily Creative Challenge, and then finishing out the day with Chris and Emily. Very amazing. Make sure you stick around for all of them and watch the replays if you miss any.
Totally. I'm gonna go back and watch all of them. I'm excited.
Are you the kind of person that would want to rewatch your own?
I would, because I'm like, I'm very competitive. And so I'm like, it's like game footage to me.
Who
I'm
are you
like Kobe
competing
watching.
against? Oh, okay.
I'm competing against Jen. I'm kidding. I don't even know who I'm competing against, but like, I'll rewatch this one. I forgot, Mr. Professor, was it you? And I'll be
Mr.
like,
Director.
Dang, I was talking way too fast.
Yeah.
And then I'll just say, next time, no coffee before. Day 3, I'll get the hang of it, but then we'll be done.
Yeah, that's true. We just need to like record this at half speed.
I know,
It'll be
right?
good.
There's some podcasts now, or like podcast listening tools, where you can choose the speed you want to listen to at, which is interesting.
I actually accidentally did that the other day, and it sounded so crazy. And
Really?
I didn't realize I had done it, and I was like, what's going on? Am I
What's
going crazy?
That's hilarious.
It sounded like at the end of an ad where the people are like,
Right. MSRP.
Yeah, yep. Exactly.
So for this one, I want to like shave off a little bit of each side, like we were talking about, because of the white reverse. So I think what I'm going to do is path offset. Do you think?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
But a little bit of a negative offset.
Oh, let's see. Object, path, offset path. I love offset path. This is like my cheat tool. Okay, so I'm going to do like 0 to 5, I think.
Do you just know that off the top of your head?
I kind of know what I start with, and I always start with point, whoa, but it's tiny,
Whoa,
so
yeah.
that's like not going to work. Okay, so we'll do 0.01. I think that's still going to be too much. Maybe like 0.05. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, just a tiny little
Just
smidge.
like, yeah, like a smidge of a smidge. Okay, now it's grabbing my stuff. And then I'll delete the old one, and I'll just paste that in place.
Nice.
Cool, that looks better. Awesome. That looks cool. I mean, it's really funny when you make like 3 concepts and you send it to the client and they say, which one's your favorite? And you legit don't have a favorite. You're just like, if you chose any, I'd be super stoked.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I like all these things we're coming up with. I'm excited for them to see. Actually, our client, they're on a shoot right now in, I think, Seattle, but they were still trying to watch yesterday, which I thought was so cool.
Aw.
They're great.
Cool. Were you able to get in touch last night?
Yeah, so we got in touch and we decided we were going to build out the concepts fully instead of showing them just the logos as they were, just icon only.
Right.
And so we're going to send them to them tonight in the full proof deck, and then we'll kind of get their feedback.
Perfect. It'll all come together in day 3.
Exactly. Jen, do you want to pop some of these into...
Oh, I'm working on it, yeah.
Okay, cool. So,
Oh, yeah, what are you working on over there?
Proof sheet.
Perfect.
So, which it's not very, so I'm doing the mock-ups right now.
Oh, yeah. I saw some
So-
t-shirts going on over there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, so just getting the sizing right. It says that it won't do it, and then it does. It's weird.
Oh, Adobe.
Yeah. So, also, like, while I'm doing the mock-ups, I'm kind of playing around with secondary colors based on that
great.
sand color. And if we're talking about, like, intrepid, and they're kind of adventurous, but they're also human, I think, like, warm earth tones mixed with maybe, like a burnt orange could be cool, too, you know?
sure.
Yeah. And that charcoal is
Great.
nice, even, so.
Yep. I love it.
But yeah, if ever I want to change the background color, I can just change with the color overlay on a layer. But yeah, maybe like a
Mr. Director.
burnt orange would be fun too.
Yes, he's always having the greatest
I love
questions.
this. Yeah, Mr. Director has some like really like psychologically just, he wants to know if we ever get burnt out on projects or how we stop ourselves from getting burnt out on projects. That is so tough, and it's funny, like I'll have 3 months of like the greatest, most inspiring like work coming out of me, and I'll just be working like 12-hour days sometimes, you know, just crazy, going nuts. Don't hang out with my friends, don't hang out with my family, just, you know. And then sometimes like it'll be a straight month where you just can't, it doesn't feel like anything's coming to you, projects aren't going your way, things are taking forever.
Yeah.
And that's really frustrating. But I think you have to really take advantage when things are on and like fully gearing, like fully firing, I guess. And then give yourself like the space in your project timelines with clients to allow for if you don't have that inspiration strike. So
okay.
now we give ourselves a week and a half to do first round concepts, and we just tell the client, you know, expect them in a week and a half. We need that time to like let it marinate, you know?
Yeah.
And so we'll work on it, you know, the first 2 days.
And you just cannot work on it the day before. You just
can't.
Yeah.
I used to do that. I would work on it the day before, and then I would send it to Jen for feedback. She'd be like, I don't have time to look at it now. And I'm like, I have to send it in an hour, you know? And it's like, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
but also, it's just so important to have other things in your life that aren't related to design that give you purpose and like inspire you. If all of your, you know, life's worth is based on
right. Like if you're
how
a
your work
successful
is
designer,
doing, then it's gonna be, it can get kind of depressing.
Right. So what is that for you two?
Oh, gosh.
For me, it's
TV.
And 3 Cokes a day.
but we're big on pop culture. I
kidding.
think there's something really interesting about the storytelling in like podcast, TV, movies, and even like sports. Like the way that they set it up is like hero villains, like
Oh,
our
yeah,
team versus
underdog.
their team.
Yeah.
Right. I think there's something really interesting that you can take away from all of that. And so I love watching sports. I'm a big Lakers fan, and then I like a lot of TV. just a lot of TV.
And then just hanging out with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so life-giving.
Yeah, being with people and remembering that like life is worth more than
Oh man, just
work.
going outside and like taking a walk. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I just can't get anything, and I'll just go take a walk and listen to a podcast or go get a Balboa bar. And which, if you're ever in Newport, Balboa bar, oh, it's like Arrested Development. The money's in the banana stand.
Yeah.
So they sell this thing. It's not a banana, but it's ice cream covered in chocolate and sprinkles, and it's delicious.
Okay, I was gonna ask, what is this?
Yes,
thing?
it sounds very straightforward, but they named it a Balboa bar, and now it's like magical. And I'll walk down and get one and just look at the ocean and realize that the world is still spinning. And that's like the best feeling, is just being like, this logo is not going to be the end of the world if I can't figure it out today. I'll figure it out tomorrow. You know,
Unless it's the day before.
unless you waited like a dummy the day before, and that's on you,
Happens.
man. That's on you.
Yeah, totally. Oh, that's a great question. To continue kind of off this, but going back into the work side, Caitlin wants to know, how do you deal with difficult clients that might not be happy or really demanding?
You know what? It's really tough, and we've only had this happen that I can think of 3 times in our history of 7 years in business.
Wow.
And we've realized that a lot of the miscommunications with our clients happens because we're missing an education opportunity. So we're not explaining a proof fully to them, or we're not explaining that, hey, these aren't the final colors, or maybe we shouldn't be presenting colors in round 1, which we've started. I don't really present colors until round 3, so that we know that the logo at least is what they love, and the design is pretty stable, and then, you know, they aren't so distracted by color. So I think the first thing is you always have to kind of look at yourself, look at the man in the mirror, cue Michael Jackson, and figure out like, hey, am I missing something here? Am I missing like a communication opportunity? And then if you've really bent over backwards, I mean, we had this one client where we did 3 rounds of revisions above what we promised her.
Whoa.
And we even gave her we posted the mockups to Dribble just to get feedback to show her how much everyone really vibed with these mockups and how they were, or concepts, and how they were so close to her inspiration. And she still was very unhappy, and we said, okay, well, we'll just end the project here, you know, and we'll give you, we'll even give you half of your money back. And she still was like, if you don't give me all my money back, I'm gonna sue you.
What?
And all this. And she had her husband write me under a fake email and say he was a lawyer and all this stuff. It was crazy.
There's something else going on.
I know, and I was just like, and that made me realize that, okay, that's a her problem. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes you have to just cut the ties. And she signed a contract where she knew what the kill fees were, and I even was gonna give her more back than I should.
Yeah.
So she said she was gonna write bad Yelp reviews and ruin us online. And so sometimes you kind of have to say, is it worth risking that? Or do I give her the money back? We knew that we had 20,000 followers and she only had 1,000, so we were gonna risk that. And we said, yeah, try to ruin us online.
Just try.
Yeah. We have enough people that know our credibility.
Yes.
But that's scary, you know. Nowadays, people can threaten with a lot of things like that that are out of your control.
Right, and if it's your livelihood, it's
It is.
this is worth it.
Right, is it worth it? So that's tough. But I think the most important thing for avoiding bad clients is just looking for those red flags before you even hire them. If they want to start a project ASAP, if they can't wait to a week or two for your schedule to start a project. If they won't make a down payment, we require 50% upfront to start a project. Sometimes 30 if it's a really big ticket item. If they won't do that, that's a red flag for us. We probably don't want to work with them. And if they won't sign a contract, those are all red flags to us that these people are probably not professional and may not respect the client boundaries.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Those are all very good tips. I know a lot of new designers or people just getting started aren't quite sure about contracts, or do I need one? Is it really that important if it's small time? And
I think contracts are so important. We don't do any work without contracts, even with friends. Even if it's just an email written out, something that's verbally says you agree to pay this at this time, in these payment schedules, even just an email if you don't want to do a signed contract. But we use Adobe Sign as our contract software, and it's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy. And if you go on Docracy, they have free contract templates.
Oh, great.
And you can look up AIGA's contracts, and and they have really great resources. So
Thanks, AIGA.
thanks, AIGA.
Appreciate it.
Why is there 2 of these?
And yeah, we do have a draft contract that we use because we had a lawsuit a couple years ago over a contract, and so those kind of things are scary, but they teach you a lot, And so now we wrote a whole chapter in our book about definitely put this in your contract if you don't want to get taken for granted or screwed over. And so we definitely have we have kill fees set up, we have payment plans set up. we even have timelines, like if the client doesn't get back to us in a month, the project's dead, and they have to come back and like potentially pay more, things like that.
Right.
Yeah. So
I can't get it to just, well, anyways.
what do you
Nobody look at what I'm doing.
Okay, we'll switch
Because we don't have any time
We can look at
for me
mine,
to figure out why it's not working.
Oh, that's so funny.
It'll be all right.
It's making me crazy.
What I think I'm gonna do is, do you have screenshots, Jen, of their Instagram for Voda?
What?
Do you have screenshots of their Instagram?
Why would I have it?
Well, because I want to get, what I like to do sometimes, so this is their Instagram.
Excuse me.
So what I'm going to do is take a screenshot, because I like to show them how would I apply their avatar photo.
Yeah, in context.
Exactly. So I think I'm going to take a screenshot, Command Shift 4.
Love it. That's like my most used hotkey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
love it. And we'll just do this for now. And then I have an iPhone mockup, so I'm going to grab that.
My bad.
Let's see, search. Let's go. iPhone mockup. Let's see if I have something already here. It's a 6, but who cares?
I have a 6.
I have a 6 too. There's nothing wrong with a 6.
It's not the most updated and greatest. It's fine.
Let's see if this one looks pretty good. Yeah, computer's scrolling here.
I'm gonna make a shout out to Gus in the back.
What's up, Gus?
Hey Gus, would you mind grabbing me water? Thank you very much.
This really bad. Let's see what we got here.
I can sense a cough attack coming, and I would
Oh, no,
like to
hate that.
quell it
Yeah.
before it happens.
Okay, let's do this. This one looks pretty good. So I'll drag that in there, and now I'll find my.
Stepping away.
Screenshot that I just took. And I'll drag that in. Okay, and then we're just gonna resize it to make it align up and look pretty close. It's not gonna look exact because I took it on my computer, but it'll be close enough for them to get a good idea.
Yeah, they get the drift.
They get the drift.
Leo says, "Good guy, Gus." Eric says, "Gus is sweet and really nice." It's true. How do you know? How do you all know this? It's very accurate.
It's very right.
He's also a professional fisherman.
Are you really fly fishing or what?
All of it.
Wow. That was impressive.
Has his own YouTube channal.
No way! For fishing? That's so cool. Where is there to fish around here?
The ocean.
Oh, the ocean! Giant body of water, right.
Great idea.
There's lakes and things as
That's
well.
so funny.
But it is pretty dry in some areas. I don't blame you.
Okay, so we got that. Let's grab some of these logos. And I'm actually going to, I like to do them in order on my artboard, so I kind of know like all of these across the top
Oh, okay.
are all for, you know,
I see.
this logo mock-up, and then kind of go down. So I'll go down here, and I'll just keep copy dragging. And let's see if the little avatars we made even look good.
Eee,
Let's do it.
exciting.
Okay, I'm gonna like that. Let's grab this one. I think that looks good. Actually, black will stand out more against the white. We'll do that.
Yeah, a little more visually stunning.
Yes, exactly. Contrast is everything, right?
Right.
Okay, so
Woohoo!
right? I mean,
It looks so good.
I think it's
yeah. When
looking
you
so good.
go through your feed, you would, like that would just pop out.
it would totally
Yeah.
pop out. That looks great. I love that. Alrighty, I want to hire them. I want them to make me a video, which they did, and I loved it.
Now I hired you.
Okay, so if this doesn't give them 1,000 new followers, I just don't know what will.
At least 1,000.
I mean, at least 1,000.
guaranteed. That's
And then
awesome.
for this one, we could just do the icon, honestly. It's perfectly made, it's a circle.
Yeah.
I did it just for that. I did make this one though, just in case.
Okay.
So let's try them both. Let's see what works.
We will try them both. And we have about 5 seconds until the deadline is going to hit.
Oh, right,
For
portfolio
our
reviews.
portfolio reviews.
How exciting.
Yeah.
I'm
So
so stoked.
once it hits, we'll get the portfolios open. We'll go up to space. So we'll probably do that in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Cool.
That gives me time to open the link.
Sweet. Do you ever find though, like when you're doing your illustrations, like you love it, but then you put it in context of the application and you're like, this doesn't work. It doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, application is just so important.
Sometimes I'll jump into my mock-up too soon, almost like a Band-Aid. I'm like,
Oh.
but it might look really cool mocked up.
Right,
Even
right.
if it's like not super well designed or
Right.
totally finished.
Right.
It's a bad habit.
Okay, so let's get the background color on this. Send that to the back.
Oh, Linda says the video on your site is very engaging.
It is, and they made that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Voda.
Okay, so to me, that might be a little too much info maybe on that icon. So I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna pull that to the side because we might end up changing our mind later, but let's grab this one, this reverse one,
Perfect.
and let's put it on a black background and let's do that.
Ooh, that cream on that black.
Yeah, I love it.
I think it'll be similar to the option above where it's like kind
Right.
of nicely nice movement in there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we'll copy Command B to paste in back. I love the shortcut keys. Like, that's the first thing I make my students learn are the shortcut keys. I'm like, you're wasting so much time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So let's see, I'm gonna do this. And let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks so awesome. I love that. That's definitely a vibe going there. I love that. Okay, cool. And you can kind of get the feeling of the waves and the sets and that kind of thing. All right, so that looks good. Now let's try this one. So we have this one with the Voda, with the 3 Vodas on each side, but I think what I want to do is just the simple variation, just this like icon only, and we'll see how that works.
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
Yeah, let's grab that. I'll make a circle in that cream color.
And I really think just having the icon is a nice way to, I don't know, get people familiar with just the brand.
Exactly, you're
It's
creating
present. Totally.
recognizability. Yeah, I 100% agree. Okay, so let's do that. We'll group that.
Ooh, Gus says I really like the triangle logo. Great vibes.
Oh, thank you.
Zach Wilkinson says, have you guys ever thought about writing a book? It seems like you really know your stuff.
Oh, that's hilarious. Zach's awesome.
Zach.
We're actually working on a motion project with him right now. I owe him feedback. It's been so nuts. Yeah.
Called out.
Call out to the
Exposed.
book. If you want to know anything about business as it pertains to our perspective of business, because everyone does it so differently.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So I'm not saying this is like the be-all, end-all, but it's got some pretty good pointers on how we started our company and how we like to do things.
Yeah, I
So-
want one. I'm gonna get my hands on one.
Dude, this one, I've got one with your name on it, okay? Don't eat it.
Sharpied in, that's
Don't
great.
eat it. Yeah. It's fun though. I love hearing about how other designers work and do business. To me, that's the most fascinating thing. Because the creativity thing, I feel like that's an easier thing. It's just kind of like putting in the hours. But business, that is hard to learn. And
Yep.
it's great if you can find mentors. And we even have some of our own. And it's funny, you don't even realize someone's a mentor. It just kind of like organically forms that way, and they just start giving, you realize that this person just has so much great advice.
Yeah.
Right.
That kind of aligns with the way you want to do life.
Right.
Yeah.
That's such a good tip. Get
Yeah.
some good people speaking into your life.
Exactly. It's don't be afraid to ask questions and don't be too prideful.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, cool. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save these, and then I'm trying to think of another potential application that we could apply, or maybe you've got the t-shirts, right, Jen?
Yeah, I have the t-shirts.
Okay.
Cool. Well, maybe before we jump into another application, we
Oh, yeah.
can do our portfolio reviews, and
let's do
we'll
it.
come back and kind of go over everything, get in our last thoughts, and then close out the segment.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, we are going to look at 2 amazing portfolios, but first we gotta go to space. See you there. Check this out.
I love this
Ground
thing.
control. Are we
It's amazing.
licensing restrictions refuse that we sing anymore?
You can
about
sing
that?
7 seconds of it.
You can sing one verse, that's it.
So welcome to the Adobe Live Space Station. Welcome, Hood Sisters. Glad you made it here safe.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It was a bumpy ride.
It is. It's a bit bumpy. So we're going to be looking at 2 amazing portfolios. You can see them behind us. We're going to start with Grace Choi's portfolio. She is a graphic design student, Louisiana State University.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. So this is the Behance, really nice icon or logo just going on there.
cool. I love that.
Strong. And the About Me says, my name is Grace, currently a senior studying graphic design at Louisiana State University. Straightforward to the point.
Yeah. Let's see Bao, right? Vietnamese kitchen.
Which one?
Bao.
Oh, BAO, yeah.
Oh, I was like, my
I'm sorry,
eyes
what?
don't work. Cool. Nice little dumpling
yeah.
store, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I can already tell it's going to be laid out nicely.
Background information, good, cool. So that we know what she's going for.
So the client asked me for a simple, unique, classic, and retro logo. That's a lot of things.
I mean, right? Okay, cool. I see the simplicity. It's definitely simple. It's definitely classic. It's got that cafe vibe with the inline type. That's kind of cool. Like something that you'd see potentially in like a French bakery or something, which is, it's cool. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this actually is a real project or if it's just...
It looks like it. I mean,
it does.
that looks like it's really,
Yeah, it's either a very convincing mock-up.
I know. I'm like, I'm buying it though.
It looks great. I would say, I mean, I really love like that font style on the bow and the little bowl with the steam coming
Like
out
the lid, yeah.
is nice.
Oh,
yeah. I think that maybe the difference
Yeah.
between thins and thicks is a little bit too
Yes.
stark.
I agree. I think when it gets small, like when I'm looking at it on your screen, it's really hard to see those outlines. They get lost in the scaling.
Right.
So maybe you either do a more simplified version for smaller applications, or you just thicken up those lines. And I also think that you could do the same thickness on both of those lines. I don't think you need the variation.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when you say both lines,
So we've got on the logo, if you scroll up to
Sure.
the very top, see how there's that dotted line pattern around?
Yes.
And then there's a different weight
Yep.
on the outside.
I agree.
I feel like you just use one weight.
Right.
Especially since like all of these weights are so on the heavy side.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like that would fit a little bit better.
Right.
I agree.
And I feel like the bow with the bowl and the little smoke line is so strong. I almost would like to see it just without
Just that.
the
Same.
items around it.
And maybe
I think you could
Vietnamese kitchen stacked below.
yeah, like it could go beneath, like right above kitchen.
Yeah.
Vietnamese kitchen. Yeah.
Because there is a lot of blank space in that black area
Yeah.
of the bowl. Which
And I
get that
didn't
it's a
see the bowl at first. I'm
Actually,
guessing
I
that
didn't
the
either.
outer space, the outer shape is also something like in
That we're supposed
Vietnamese
to know.
cuisine that I might like. We
Yeah.
should know what that maybe like a special cooking.
Yeah, because I
pot.
actually missed the bowl.
yeah.
Oh, this part?
Yeah, the inside
Yeah.
bowl.
So,
Yeah.
but I feel like it would be more stark. You would immediately see like a reference to like one of those shapes if you just simplified it down to one instead of both.
Yeah, and I noticed on this one, it doesn't have all of the extra
Right.
Yeah.
outside lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it works better that way. Yeah. Yeah, so
Nice.
maybe even simplifying it further down, but it does look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice circular design. And Grace says that, yes, this is a real client.
Oh, awesome.
And Alexandra says, "Is that the top of a K cup?" Maybe.
yeah.
What?
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe.
So, yeah.
So like for
I don't
right.
know. We don't know.
Yeah, K cup too.
But also,
Okay.
Alexander also missed the bowl. So there's maybe there is something where you need to work on like line thickness.
Or it could be a system, like maybe like only one version of the logo has the bowl, and then another like for you know how those certain
Just the word
system
mark.
logos, it just has the cup, the K cup, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be hard to figure that one out though.
Cool.
But yeah.
But the bones are there.
The
Yeah, the bones are
yeah,
there.
the
That
structure.
looks good.
There's so much there already.
Oh,
Yeah.
Grace says it's a Vietnamese coffee from the top.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's like a mixture of elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Good job. So let's look at another one. Also, I like your glasses.
Thank you.
Breaking
They're my
out the
Steve
hard
Jobs Harry Potter glasses.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Harry Potter.
Is it?
What recently? I don't know.
I love that you know that.
Thanks, Instagram. Okay, I kind of am interested in this tiger beat.
Right. Wasn't Tiger Beat like a teen
like a-
heartthrob magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is this the same thing?
Ooh.
Right.
So this is fun.
Looks like custom type.
It's an
right?
original typeface.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Wow.
Cool.
I like that font. It's so fun. Like I would want to take part in that. I would know that that would be a fun event.
Yeah.
Also, she did a good job at like carrying through the treatment of the dot line pattern
Totally.
through on top, and it definitely says fun when you have something looks kind of illustrative over a photo.
Yep.
Like it immediately
Yeah.
reads as you want it to. I don't know if you need that little rainbow wave on the left.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the like dot line thing is more stark, and you keep that for consistency, and only
Right.
have like one treatment.
Yeah, I agree. It's a little distracting.
Yeah. And it also kind of doesn't fit the aesthetic.
Yeah, and if anything, like have that gradient on the whole background image.
That's what I was thinking.
And then make Tiger Beat and the dot line pattern in white or black.
Yes.
Or,
I agree.
And that like just screams fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this sounds like a fun event. The attendees will run to the beat for 20 minutes with a silent disco, like headphones.
Oh, that's so fun. I love that.
Then maybe on the mock-ups too, but this might have already passed, but for the mock-ups, like, you know, she's in a gym. I'd rather see like, you know, someone like running outside, you know, or
Yeah.
like even a picture of a
Well,
beach.
it's on a treadmill. It's a treadmill competition.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you scroll down, it said
Oh, I thought it said beach.
20 minutes on
Beach.
a treadmill.
Got it.
The beat.
Yeah, yeah, it's the beat. Never
Yeah.
mind.
So that makes sense.
Perfect.
But another
placement of
photo, maybe. It could
Yeah.
be. She could be
Showing a
running.
few different iterations. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
So I'm guessing this was a real thing as well, Grace. She says, I like taking a font and customizing
cool.
it.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
customized font, yeah.
Nice.
The only thing too is top left and top right, the T's are different.
Right, so this is...
Oh, sorry. I cannot see. I'm so sorry,
no,
guys.
it's okay.
Yeah, I see now. Okay. But like the T on the like upper left side of the one she modified is probably a bit too heavy.
Right here.
Right there. But
yeah.
otherwise, like...
Or if she wanted to do it that heavy, she could do on these swashes that she made, kind of adding some width to that to
Right.
kind of
100%.
tie in the width.
Right, because it doesn't happen as strongly anywhere else.
Right, right. Yeah.
Cute. I really like this little
It's fun, right?
combination with this.
Yeah.
Cool, great job, Grace. Let's look at one more very quickly.
Should we do cocoa drop cereal? Right down here to the right? That's fun.
Cute.
Yes.
Packaging.
Oh, this is cute.
I was gonna say this
Look
looks
at his
like
little bum. It's
love
little
the
poop
butt.
pellets.
Ew.
Oh my gosh.
It goes in, it comes out. Okay.
Classic.
But I saw this and I was like, this looks like Trader Joe's.
It
does.
really does fit the Trader Joe's
Oh my
vibe.
gosh.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah,
does.
yeah. She worked as an in-house designer at UREC. What? I wonder what
Interesting.
UREC is.
Yes.
Grace, do they do all the stuff for Trader Joe's? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It does fit the Trader Joe's vibe. I like
does.
the die cut with the food in the monkey's mouth. That's clever and fun. And I
Yeah.
think if a kid saw that, they'd say, "Mom, I want these."
Right.
Yeah.
The butt one, I think it's so funny, but I also wonder if that makes it a little, like, what do you use? Unappetizing.
Unappetizing,
But
yeah.
also, this is for a kid, so
Yeah.
maybe they find that absolutely
Right.
hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this would ever get approved, but I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if any like corporate office would be like, you know what?
Right.
Let's have these things pooped out of the
It is
monkey's
cute.
butt.
And it makes it cuter that the butt has a little heart on it.
Right.
It's like not so gross.
Right.
yeah.
It seems like it might be a good like April Fool's.
Totally.
Oh, actually, yeah, that would be great. I almost want to see like that stark brown on the back of the ad too. I think the wood kind of turns it into something that's a little bit more serious than what she has going on with the actual.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like that could be just as playful, or that stark yellow orange in the background would be
I
like,
like
just
that.
make it like
That would
pop,
make it really
pop
fun.
good. I just said pop.
Cool.
Make it pop.
Make it pop,
Grace.
girl.
So Grace, I think you have really great fundamental skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep up the awesome work. All right, let's move on.
Oh, she said she didn't intentionally make it look like it was poopy.
What? That wasn't intentional?
I'm so sorry.
I do not believe you.
I'm sorry, Grace. It's coming.
But it's kind of fun because it's his drops. Yeah. But it's still really fun. I think kids would absolutely love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They should sell it at like Hot Topic or Spencer's or
Oh, right.
something.
Or like, yeah, kind of like a, yeah.
Gag gift.
Right, like a gag.
And Bradley said kids love eating poop.
They're all about that potty humor. All right, going on to the next, we've got Alex Lazarus's portfolio and a creative director at Twitch here in San Francisco.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome. Twitch is great. Should we do either summation or.
Yeah, let's see summation.
Yeah, let's do
Top
summation.
left.
Top left.
Thank you. Like, too much information. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, a physical Twitch experience. Sweet.
Ooh, I like, okay, it's got a nice little summary.
Yeah.
How? All right.
Ooh, that's a fun pattern.
Oh yeah.
So
I really dig that.
this is inspiration for what we're gonna see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
okay.
it. I like it. Very streetwear
nice.
vibe.
Design language, black and white pattern illustrations. Okay. Wow.
The merchandise.
Yeah, the application's really nice.
Oh wow, I love that.
These
The
are
weighting
invites.
is really like even.
Yeah.
Like nothing feels too heavy or too light.
Right, and it lets the illustration kind of speak.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Cool. Very
cool.
trendy.
Yeah, I love it. It's like you could see this being merch at like a Yeezy show.
Yeah, that
You
like
know?
high neck in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Simple but like super effective.
Yeah, and I like this for a pop-up because pop-ups are that fun chance to really do something trendy or, you know what I mean?
Right, because there's no like hyper longevity.
Yeah,
to it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I like that. And they've got the thing we were talking about, the Justin Bieber
Yeah.
like arm thing. I love that. Ooh, fun. All over
that's-
pattern.
Yeah.
Cool with the little marketing down there.
Gotta have a 5-panel hat.
Hey.
Oh, I love the jacket application. That's fun because it is so much. It's a loud pattern.
Right.
Yeah.
So having it on the inside, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like a lot of this is subtle because this piece of work is so
Loud, right?
intense.
You
Yeah.
don't need any color. I'm glad there's no color.
Yeah.
It works really well without it.
Didn't have enough lead time to pitch the shoe to Adidas. Darn.
I think Adidas would have gone for it.
yeah. Next time.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks great. I love this project. The applications are really cool. And then was this just like a streetwear? I wonder if it was, yeah.
Yeah, like some limited edition Twitch
Yeah, just like
merch.
merch. Yeah, that's great. I mean, if somebody gave that to me, I'd actually want to wear it. There's so many T-shirts that are given out at conferences where it's just a logo slapped on something.
Yeah.
So to have something that's more thought out and it's not just like a straight up billboard is cool. I like that.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be really cool to see some like people interacting with the space.
That's true. I actually was thinking that, like maybe somebody wearing one, or even just like hands picking up a T-shirt or something. That would be cool. Just adding that personal. Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
but nice job,
Oh,
Alex.
really strong. Yeah.
love it. Love it.
I really have no critique.
All right, let's look at another one. Some more Twitch stuff.
Should we do either the? Oh, let's do the beer, the IPA.
This guy.
It's making me thirsty.
Oh, it's for a Creative Jam.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
At Creative South.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Cool.
That's awesome. Oh, and that was last year's. Okay, cool.
So this
He
is
created this in 3 hours.
right, and it's usually a team, but due to having an odd number of competitors, I volunteered to do a solo challenge.
Whoa.
Alex, you're killing it.
Wow.
Oh, Alex is Leon's friend. I know Alex. Ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
Internet friends.
I internet know you.
We're internet friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, theme prompt. We all have our time machines. Some take us back. They're called memories. Some take us forward. They're called dreams.
Cool.
Time Hopper in Europe. I love the font. It does feel very much like steampunk. I made a time machine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
But still modern. It's
yeah,
very
yeah.
clean.
It's so and it's still legible.
Yep.
Even flipped on its side, which that's the true test of legibility.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when you see that treatment on any beer, immediately you're like, it looks good.
Yeah,
Like,
you
know what I mean?
kind of
It just
believe that
suits-
it's going to be
It
delicious.
suits that space really well.
Yeah.
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 Cool. So a little bit of a story behind why he chose beer. About the art direction.
I love the kind of like weirdness of the headless body. That's fun.
Yeah, he said he was trying to capture dream state. I think it totally does.
Yeah.
Just things that are oddly out of place and yet like really well executed. Yeah. The strangeness of it.
Alex says the biggest honor is being Leon's friend.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's great.
which cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. And his mock-up, like incorporating the illustration in with that, the can mock-up makes it look really nice and custom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Cool. It's kind of telling its own little
Right.
story.
That's shocking that that happened in 3 hours.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Great job. Love it.
I wish there was more of a secondary color, and I don't know.
I was gonna say maybe there was room for,
The gold to be used more.
especially if you think about it, living like maybe on a shelf with a bunch of other beers. Like maybe you're grabbing one. I'm thinking of World Market. You know how they have all the beer cans next to each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe like playing with some kind of pop color would have been cool.
Yeah.
Because I think he incorporates a little bit of that blue. So maybe using the blue lines.
Oh.
You know, like that.
Okay.
It's almost like a cyan.
Wait, where? Where?
Is it in there or am I crazy?
No, you're crazy.
Oh, I'm crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Making
But that
stuff
could look
up.
cool. That
Yeah.
could look cool. Maybe a little cyan in there.
Right, bringing it even more into this kind of dreamscape idea. Very nice, Alex. Great work. That's amazing that you did that all on your own.
3 hours.
Three
So
hours.
impressive.
Cool. Keep up the awesome work, both Alex and Grace. Thank you
Yes.
for sharing your work. I know it can be scary, especially with these two, just ripping your work apart.
So vicious.
Yeah, thanks everyone. And if your portfolio was not chosen for this stream, please feel free to submit it again for the future stream at the end of the day. And then tomorrow we'll be doing portfolio reviews again during every stream.
Awesome.
Thanks very much. All right, back to your computers. We have about 7 minutes left before we end. So
Okay.
what would you like to get done in that time?
I think I'm going to try to make, I just realized that this little V that makes an eye, instead of trying to make it like a secondary logo, I think I'm going to try to use it as a little secondary icon for this visions and stories thing. So I think I'm going to build that out so that I have it ready to pop in some other things. I'm going to say visions and stories.
I love that because you wanted to have visions and stories integrated in more places,
Yeah.
but like how?
Exactly, and if everything has the logo name in it, I'm always trying to think of spots where, like, if you think about the website, like spots where you can have little branded moments that are fun and tell a bit of the brand story.
Right.
So maybe this icon could be like in the footer, you
Yeah.
know, or something kind of fun.
Definitely.
So I think what I'm going to do is do a little arc on it. So I'm going to make a circle shape, and then I'm going to kind of squash it a bit, and then I'm going to do a type on path. I love type on path.
Ooh.
I like type on path better than envelope distort.
Yep.
Because
Me
I feel
too.
like it keeps the integrity of the font more.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then also you're able to change it easier. So like I can go in and I can like, you know, direct select some of these anchor points and futz around with it if I want to,
Yeah.
like, which I like.
I agree. It's one of those things where you're talking about yesterday, like you like to use offset instead of just multiplying or
Yeah.
duplicating and making it bigger. This is kind of the same. It's like
Right.
the best practice.
It is, right? It keeps the integrity I like that. Wow, I love that. I would love to see that living in the footer of the website on every page, like just an end period of like, this is what we do. This is what we're about.
Yeah, it could even be used in like presentations.
Exactly, maybe like in the corner.
Yep.
Yeah, just like those little branded moments that are fun.
Yeah, and I love the use of the straight across on the bottom instead of keeping it arced.
Right, just something that's a little different, yeah. And it's kind of cool because we've got all these different shapes and they liked the geometric things. We've got like circle, triangle, and I've got like this arched top thing. I like how it's all kind of coming together. And I still really love this like just simple word only. Yeah, so I'm digging that.
Nice.
So I think tonight or tomorrow what we'll do is probably start applying to business cards. And Jen, did you want to show the proof deck?
Yeah. So I was
do it.
working on doing kind of like a really rough, like their website. We're actually going to help them redo. So I wouldn't normally just like make up a website design for a client, you know.
Right. It's not in
but
their
I think
scope.
because I want to show them like what it might look like. You know, I started kind of like roughly mocking up some of their fonts and treatments.
I feel like I've seen that video before.
Oh
the
my gosh,
Surfrider
no way.
Foundation
That's so
video.
cool.
Yeah.
I just made up that it's a Surfrider.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like,
but
I've seen a cool Surfrider one.
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm gonna like mock up. I'm gonna show their what their website could look like once we're done with it,
Cool.
with like all their stuff applied.
Videos, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm working on that, and then here's the proof deck so far. So
Oh,
this
it's
is
looking so good.
yeah. This is usually what we'll do is I have to. Let's see if I can go to what is it? Command F. I can never. How do you make it full screen? View.
Oh, Command L.
But that's
right?
if you're in a PDF. Let me just
Oh.
save it really quick.
There we go.
T-4, Jen. Got like literally 3 minutes.
I know.
3 minutes to run through this.
This is
Okay.
real though. This is
Yeah.
what you have to do.
I know.
So pretty much like I would call Noah and I would walk him through this. I wouldn't let him look at it by himself without any context. So
Right.
I'll call him and then I'll do a screen share and I'll say, okay, here's the logo. If you remember our goals were X, Y, and Z. Okay, so here's option A. And then first of all, we show them like what we think will be their main mark. So this is like what we think their main mark will be.
Okay.
And then I'll show him like, okay, and then we also have a stacked one in case you ever want that with your little location tag. And then we also have your reverse options and your extra marks. Those actually got backwards. I need to put this first. But so we'll show it to him in
Continuity.
reverse so that
Yes.
he knows that it suits in both ways.
Right.
And then I show them a couple of mock-ups.
I love that.
Just
Yeah,
quickly
that
on
looks great.
t-shirts.
I would 100% wear that.
Yeah, and then that also introduces like color options, so he can get excited about that. If you imagine it, okay, like what would our new studio look like?
Yeah.
And also, I'm thinking, should we put should the V be the same font in here or no? Is that weird? That
Oh yeah, because I did change the font last night, so maybe that's something we look at.
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be personally, because I think it matches the widths of the other line weights. It's
That's
a
true.
simplified mark,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I can try it.
But just, yeah, them being able to envision this, so then I would put in like the little rough website mock-up on that page, and that starts to prove to them that, wow, this looks amazing applied across like a broader system.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working on now.
Perfect.
And we would do that for each of these concepts. So business card mock-ups will definitely be something that we need to work on.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. And your note about making sure that you are actually walking through this with the client is super important.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they might like click through and be like, "What are these secondary things for? Like, why do you have extra marks? I only need one logo." It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, those are in case you know," and then you
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah.
And just explaining how we took, what they wanted, which was something that alluded to water, and explaining like, this is, a geometric interpretation of, waves coming in.
Yeah.
It's not on the nose. You don't necessarily want on the nose. Like
No.
kind of explaining just how we thought about what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's super important. And so much about your workflow, I feel like, is outsmarting the issues that you know
Right.
are going to come up.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that
Exactly.
just takes practice
Yeah.
and
It
does.
experience.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we have awesome streams coming up after this, but make sure that if you missed this, watch the replay afterwards because they are all available if you click the replay tab. Where can people find you on the internet if they want to follow you?
Definitely find us. We love talking.
Yeah.
If you didn't notice, we're at Hoodzpah Design, at Hoodzpah Design on Twitter and Instagram.
Perfect. So go give them a follow. They'll be back tomorrow at 10:30 to 12 for the last day. And then after this, we're going to be doing Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge, day 7, I think. So make sure you stick around for that. And then we will have Chris and Emily of the future coming up to finish out the day. So stick around, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Stoked. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Things I want to tell